Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Brendan and welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, it's great to have you. And today I'm going to be explaining why the altcoins and cryptocurrency could be getting ready to make a historic run. Now, yesterday I talked about why Bitcoin is going to play a significant part in the future over the next 12 to 24 months, but then I received this comment here and I figured why not explain the altcoin market as well. So in order to fully understand how the altcoin market works, first thing that we're going to have to do is look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, then look at the total and overall altcoin market cap chart, and then fully understand how and what these patterns have meant in the past in order to understand what they could mean in the future. So after all of this, I'm actually going to be talking about some of the altcoins that I am interested in for, I guess, long-term investing and growth. So if that sounds interesting to you guys, go ahead and stick around for the video, and I'm going to do my best to explain all of this in less than 10 minutes. So here we go. So first things first, guys, let's start off with the Bitcoin market cap chart. Now, this is important because this shows how, I guess, Bitcoin correlates to the altcoins. Again, everything that is not Bitcoin and is a cryptocurrency is considered an altcoin or an alternative coin, so to say. Now, this stood out to me very, very well because we almost have a support line. And again, I understand that this is a percentage chart to represent how diversified the crypto market is. But, nonetheless, this was very unique for me to look at this and then immediately see that, well, we have a form of almost a support line here where the Bitcoin dominance has been bouncing on. And in the same way, we do have a smaller resistance line. But what this is telling me is that, one, we are starting to see consistent lower highs on the Bitcoin chart from the last 6 to 8 months here, but we have been seeing this overall uptrend. Now, I do think that this is actually going to squeeze towards the downside here. We're starting to see the EMA bands cross and definitely squeeze, signifying right in here that this is going to get a little bit more bearish before it gets bullish, in my opinion. Again, we have that big wick up in here as well, but overall what this is telling me is that we're actually ready for, a potential large move to the downside here, because now what we have is we have this area where, yes, we have like a little bit of support over in here, but for the most part, this thing has plenty of room to expand to the downside, and you could see Bitcoin at a 40% dominance or even a 30% dominance, and it wouldn't be too crazy from this point out. So when fully understanding and looking at this Bitcoin dominance chart, again, I'm looking at the volume as well, which we can clearly see has started rapidly falling off. Now, does this mean that an altcoin move and an altcoin season is coming right away? The answer is no. At the end of the day, nothing is certain, nothing is guaranteed, but this is, again, leading me to want to own a little bit more altcoins than I currently do. Again, the sentiment for me and how I am looking at this chart is that, yes, it does have more room to the upside, but altcoins have played such an important part in the I guess the environment of cryptocurrency right now, in that they all do specific tasks that Bitcoin does not excel at. So where Bitcoin doesn't excel, that's where the altcoins excel. If it's money transfers and data management or cloud storage or smart contracts, really whatever it may be, that's where these altcoin cryptocurrencies come in and excel where Bitcoin does not. Maybe it's transaction time, maybe it's something else, but you guys get the main picture here. So when I'm looking at this, I don't think that this is just going to be a chart where Bitcoin dominance goes all the way back up to 100, because it wouldn't make sense, because the altcoin market is really an important part of the cryptocurrency, atmosphere, and they played a crucial part to where everything is today. And without altcoins and the functions that they bring to the scalability that blockchain technology and both cryptocurrency provide, we'd have an entirely different atmosphere. Now, next thing I want to look at is the actual altcoin chart. Now, this is going to be important, and I will explain why later, but this is the total market cap excluding Bitcoin, so the total market cap of the altcoins. Now, this is a very interesting situation, because what this is actually showing me is that there is a form of, bottoming out over here. So if I grab a line, I can kind of highlight this a little bit better. Now, what I'm looking at over here is, of course, this double bottom-esque formation, the rounding bottom, and this is something that we've actually seen before, and I will show that in just a couple minutes explaining that. But what this is telling me is that this is actually getting ready to what looks like it's going to actually start curving and squeezing towards the upside here. So I am increasingly more bullish on these altcoins the more I look at these charts. Now that we've seen the Bitcoin dominance chart, what I think is squeezing towards the downside, and the and the altcoin dominance chart, which looks like it is starting to squeeze towards the upside. Again, riding these EMAs very, very well. Just had a golden cross on its daily chart. This is a scenario where it's kind of, I guess, a do or die. You could be arguing that this is just a trend line and it's getting ready for another move down, which, it might. It very well could. Nothing is guaranteed, especially not in the world of cryptocurrency. But, again, I am just leaning to believe that we're not going to see new lows. We're not going to see these altcoin charts or the altcoin market cap go below like 30%. I just don't think it's possible with how much structure and money they bring into the world of cryptocurrency. They are now too valuable to let go, because if they go, you lose a large percentage of what makes cryptocurrency important and applicable, and I guess even scalable in the world that we have today. So with this looking like it wants to squeeze towards the upside, and Bitcoin looking like it wants to squeeze towards the downside, this could be getting ready for, again, a large move. Now, if this is anything like we've seen in the past, you could easily see this guy absolutely skyrocket, because then again, yes, we have like a little bit of resistance here and there, some previous highs to break, but for the most part, the sky is the limit here, and there is absolutely plenty of growth, in my opinion, for the altcoin market cap to double, triple, possibly quadruple, but that might be pushing it. But again, we have seen it absolutely quadruple, and even quintuple in the past, so it's nothing that it hasn't done before. And if we're planning to have any more money come into this than we have seen in the last couple of years, it definitely could be, it definitely could get crazy. So the one thing I wanted to explain about these altcoins and the market cap of how they work is that they are able to double, triple, quadruple, and even quintuple because of how low their market caps have gotten. Now, the reason that people view cryptocurrencies as a volatile market and a volatile asset is because of their market caps for the most part. They have lower market caps, much like penny stocks, so they have the ability to move up and down more rapidly with a less amount of money going into them. So so basically with an altcoin, $1 million would do a whole lot more at moving a small market cap altcoin because the market cap's so low. Say the market cap's only $2 million and someone puts $1 million into it, immediately that thing can go up 50%. Now, if you were to put $1 million into Bitcoin or Apple or Disney or Microsoft, these are billions and billions of dollars. So $1 million going into them, it might not even move it 1%. So that's why these things can have so much room to move, is because now that their market caps are so low, it takes less amount of money to move them more significantly, which is, a great thing if you think that this is a good long-term investment. Now, I want to show you guys this pattern that, all, props to this guy, high altitude, Inv, I think that's how I say his name, but he was the one who actually came up with the chart and showed it, and it's actually on CCN, so I'll have a link to this in the description down below. But this is Bitcoin in 2011 and 2012 compared to the altcoin market of 2017 to 2020. Now, I'm sure you guys can see the correlation in here and how similar these two charts look. Now, if this doesn't make you, I think this is one of those things where you have to understand and look at and comprehend. It's something that I just don't want to glance over and go, it's just coincidence, because I think that they do look extremely similar, and we could be getting ready for a move like we have never seen before. Now, again, I'm not saying this is the sole reason, but I think that there are a mixture of different things that are making me increasingly more bullish. Again, whether that's the Bitcoin dominance chart, the altcoin dominance chart, whether that is the fact that the altcoin dominance chart, or really the altcoin chart right now, looks extremely similar to how the Bitcoin chart looked in 2011 and 2012. Again, kind of just stirring my brain. I'm not telling you guys to invest. I'm not a legal financial advisor. I'm not trying to give any kind of advice in any way, but I'm explaining my mindset as to why I think this could be getting ready for a significant move. Now, after this happened, of course, Bitcoin went up, to increase, I think, 52,000%, they said, in 2 years. I'm not saying that the altcoin market is going to do that, but again, just keep in mind, dial this down a little bit and maybe just understand that this is essentially not promising 52,000%, but what this could be signifying is, for me, this is a ideal risk versus reward opportunity. I see the value in some of these altcoins long term. I see what their business side is. I just talked to a top 100 cryptocurrency like a week or two ago. I know that cryptocurrencies, all of them in general, a lot of these altcoins, they are making big moves. They are businesses now. They are a part of the real world. There are top 500, Fortune 500 companies that are working with some of these guys. I mean, it's incredible to see what they have accomplished in the last couple of years. And I think that they are just oversuppressed for the time being. And they just have, again, a ton of room to move up in the upside. I think that's the big thing here, is it's not necessarily that they have to move up, they have to do this. I think that the main point that I'm trying to make is that they have so much room to move up now, and such a little amount of money can do it. It's just a perfect storm waiting to happen. Maybe it's this year, maybe it's next year, maybe it's the year after that, but I do personally believe that this is just a matter of time until you start seeing some of these altcoins start going crazy again, and I think we're going to see, again, some parabolic moves in some of these altcoins in the next 100 years. Maybe that's ones that are already in the top 100, maybe it's not, but I think we're going to find out. Now, last things last, I definitely wanted to talk about my top altcoin picks as of right now. Now I have 10. Again, I'm not telling you what to invest in, but I want to explain, I guess, what I'm interested in and I guess what I'm looking at right now. So first things first is I actually have a list created of some of the altcoins that, or some of the cryptocurrencies that I am at least interested in. Now this is in no particular order. This is, again, not best to worst or worst to best. This is simply just a list where I have some honorable mentions as well. Now, of course, I think Bitcoin, I think that in the same way Bitcoin will always be relevant, in the same way that artifacts and antiques are always relevant, we have historic pieces of metal, like just steel, that are worth, millions of dollars, but they're still just a piece of steel. They are worth a lot because they are historic. They're a part of a past. They are part of a civilization in a time and an era that we cannot go back to. And I guess in the same way, I think Bitcoin is historic. It's the founding father. And so for that reason, I think that it will always have value. Now, whether that's $1 million or $10,000, that's up for debate. But I think XRP for me is another one because they are so good. If you guys understand like how they do business, they are so good at the business aspect of getting banks, which is the enemy of cryptocurrency, to work with cryptocurrency. It amazes me. I'm not saying that they aren't centralized. I'm not saying that they're decentralized or anything like that, but I'm saying from a business perspective, they know what they're doing. And at the end of the day, it's all about business. This is business, and they know what they're doing with that. Ethereum, I think that they offer so much. There are so many cryptocurrencies that are built on the Ethereum network, and how they use their smart contracts. Again, they're around because of how much of an impact that they have made and how they have spread availability in cryptocurrency up into the world that we have today. EOS I view as essentially just a better, more scalable version of Ethereum. It can do more, it can handle more, it can do more, it can do it for faster, cheaper, etc. I just view it as a better version of Ethereum, and the scalability is there for me. Now, I'm not saying that I like the founder. I know a lot of people have a problem with the founder of EOS. Again, at the end of the day, business is business. I really don't care who the founder is, but I know that the network itself is, it's pretty scalable. With that being said, I guess we can kind of, Cardano's kind of, I guess, just self-explanatory. I think it's just a little bit undervalued right now. Nothing too special to say about them. TRX is much like XRP. Their business side of things is incredible. They are just very talented at how they do business and how they network. They're based out of Asia, obviously, but again, they just have a great business side to them, and I like people who know how to do business. Amisa Go and BAT, some smaller market cap altcoins that I am just interested in with their roadmaps and their plans for what they have today. Same thing with Stellar Lumens. I guess similarly to XRP, not so much Stellar Lumens anymore. I'm not even sure if I own any. And Binance Coin, I think Binance, so long as cryptocurrency grows on a global scale, Binance Coin will continue to grow because it grows with the exchange. The more people that are using Binance and using cryptocurrency, the more that this coin will grow as well. So nothing like significant about that, but I think that it's just going to be scaling with the cryptocurrency market. Now, my honorable mentions here are Energy, Ravencoin, and Credit. So Energy is unique because they are planning on, I guess one of their big things is they are a top 100 cryptocurrency that plans on linking the traditional world to the world of cryptocurrency. Now, the way that they want to do that through governments or businesses or whatever, they do that in like a million different ways, but you know, they are a really, really cool project, and one that caught my eye recently. Ravencoin, the way that they have, I guess, their mining and their, I guess more so the technology behind Ravencoin, I really, really like. So they're on this list as well. And Credit, I think, is one that I have gotten into pretty recently. They are a relatively low market cap, and we can actually go check them out. But they are a relatively low market cap cryptocurrency that have caught my eye. They have a very, very good dividend reward system, or I guess staking process that you can use. I like their website and their approach, and I think that they are kind of my long shot to say that if I get one really low market cap cryptocurrency that I could put some money into and, you know, maybe see it 100x, I think this is kind of my shot for them. So again, market cap only of, well, it says 239 million or 239,000. Not sure if that's right. Maybe it is. But they are kind of my long shot, my, I guess you could say, gambling money for the time being. So those are my top cryptocurrency picks for the time being. If you guys did enjoy, this is not to say that I am excluding any others or I don't think any other cryptocurrencies projects could be good. I own cryptocurrencies that weren't on that list. That list is a little bit outdated again, but there are plenty of other crypto projects that I am invested in and that I own and that I think are going to have a great part of the future. Those are just 10 for the sake of time. So once again, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see next. I hope to see you guys down in the comment section down below, and I will look forward to talking to you guys in the next video.